You all welcome. Come on in. It looks like we are, yep, it looks good. Looks like we are a go. You all welcome to the Sunshine Report. I am so happy to have everybody here this morning. Welcome to the Sunshine Report. I'm going to go ahead and get it going. You all welcome.
It's the Sunshine
Oh, I always hate my kids and their cake share their sheet cake. Y'all welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. This is the Sunshine Report. My name is Halicue. You all know what it is. I'm happy to be back with you. And again, thank everybody for just coming off my big birthday weekend. It was very peaceful, very relaxing. I'm so happy y'all thank you all for tapping.
cultivation, economic power, black women blooming every hour.
We're almost ready to get started. Okay, great. We are taking like good afternoon.
Building the brighter future at our own pace. Come sit in the sun. Come sit in the sun. Sunshine Report. Now let's get it done. Come sit in the sun. Come sit in the sun.
Y'all ready to have some conversation? Y'all know what it is. Joy and intelligence. Birthdays, Mo wants a teen. It's one of the most peaceful birthdays about why. Right. Welcome, everybody. Okay, great. We are live. I'm so excited. Y'all, I'm always so proud of myself when I get us going to all of the platforms. I'm so proud. Where's my cookie? Hi, Cash is King. Hello, Wanda. I'm going to try to keep up with all of the chats. You all welcome. This is Sunshine Report, your daily political news, joy cultivation, intelligence briefing for Black women of the 92%. Y'all, it was a wonderful birthday weekend. My birthday was July 24th. Celebrations will continue on into July 31st. We're gonna go all the way. We taking it all the way to the top. Thank you for each and every tap of the heart. Thank you all for liking, for listening, for watching, for subscribing from wherever it is you're coming to us from. I appreciate all the birthday messages. With that being said, let me just pop that up there. Y'all know I am Gen X. They did not really celebrate our birthdays very often, so I appreciate in advance everyone's kindness and generosity and engagement today. It was a super peaceful birthday, like so often in the days that I've been celebrating. And I am a Leo, so yeah, I'm gonna be celebrating. I wasn't nearly as obnoxious as I could have been, like leading up to. I'm trying to get better about that as I get older, but I'm totally celebrating all the way through the end of July. I was real peaceful about the gift that I decided to give myself. I'm going to treat myself to going to Culture Con. It's going to be in Brooklyn, New York. I'm so excited. I'm going to treat myself too. I'm going big. I'm going to do the VIP ticket. I'm doing the whole thing. Yeah, girl. So Mimi B says she's horrible. She says she celebrates the entire season. Look at everything, Aaron and Ashley. Oh my gosh. All right, our chat, which I like to call the committee, has been activated. I'm so happy to see y'all here. Welcome. Come on in. Thank you for liking the live. Thank you for sharing it out. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I'm going to be doing my best to like keep up with all the chats. Thank you, Mama. Thank you so much. Thank you for your super sweet message for my birthday, Aaron. I appreciate it. Again, every text, every message, every DM to say thank you, every comment under my birthday vlog post. I appreciate it. I am so psyched for CultureCon, y'all. That's going to be, I think, October 3rd and 4th in Brooklyn, New York. I'm going for both nights. I can't wait to see pals. If y'all are in the tri-state area, I would love for us to see each other. And y'all consider going. Consider going. We have to think about the new places we want to be. This is going to be something we're talking about today. Circles. Our sisterhood circles. Who are we in community with? And how does that affect our mindset? And how does it affect our ability to do what we want to do is 92%, to like completely redesign the way we consider like Black women's empowerment and power. Not just politically, but as regards our mental and our physical health, our well being, our spirituality. Um, so I want us to really, really, really think about that. Like, who do we have around us? And I don't know, like when I think about it, if y'all gonna keep letting Cheyenne Bryant onto stages like Essence, I don't know if I want to be there. Do you know what I mean? Do y'all remember when y'all broke out your Black girl business plan when y'all were getting ready to like, what is your business, your project, and you would do your future visioning? Like, where do I want to see myself? Used to be Essence, but if y'all gonna be platforming Cheyenne Bryant, who's very irksome to me. And I don't, my purpose is not to get on here dragging like other Black women. Yeah, girl, Dr. Pepper is still, thank you. Dr. Doolittle is still at it. Vibe Wellness woman, Linus, friend of the show. Y'all know her. She's one of my, she's in circles. Who are in our circles of influence and friendship and association? Vibe Wellness woman, Linus. Okay, just got a PhD. Dr. Lisa, who's the head of our creator network agency, real PhD. I don't like when people, y'all know I doc my stuffings, correct. Y'all know I don't like that. I don't like when y'all be playing with like Black women about our degrees. It's not funny. It's not funny. Okay. It was my little bachelor's from Dartmouth College. I'm very proud of Dartmouth, fellow alumni. You know, we have our alumni like Shonda Rhimes. Very proud, but it was hard for me to finish that degree. I had to thank you, Caress. Oh, Caress, one of the most important voices, one of the most important voices in new news media here. Thank you. You all please like follow Caress. Y'all, thank you all so much for being here. If they're gonna keep putting Cheyenne Bryant, y'all's friend Cheyenne Bryant on stages, I don't know if I want to be there. And so I thought to myself, well, if it's not Essence anymore, what is it? Culture Con. That's what I am investing in. That's where I'm going. That's what I treated my birthday. Yeah, Cheyenne can never grow. Hey, her divine alchemy. Okay, the chat and the committee. I like to call our chat the committee, and our executive committee is in full effect. Please show some respect for pals. Aaron, for pals, I'd like to see some light bulbs. For her divine alchemy, please put some demons in the chat. For everything, Aaron Ashley, noted author of Scion and Earth and Sea. Please put in honor of her new release, please put some waves in the chat. So happy to have y'all here. So yeah, y'all, I was like, well, I'd still want to, go learn and be with other like Black creatives. So where is it? It's Creator Con, and that's where we're going. Okay. Yes. Oh, get it. Get your copy, girl. Wait, what I do with my copy? What I do? What I do? What I do? Here is my copy. Get it. Scion of Earth and Sea, one of our authors, Black Girl Podcasters. Y'all have no idea what Black Girl Podcasters are dreaming up for y'all. Y'all are going to be bowled over. I was myself. You know, it's something exciting if they got me on the website. Again, circles of influence. Your sphere. Who is in your sisterhood circle? I'm telling y'all, when I was putting together my little dream list for my birthday party, and I was looking at different aspect of my lives. I was aspect of, because we have different lives, right? There's my in real life, like as a community member, member of the library board here in town. Um, with my little tarot and astrology events business and doing speaking engagements and like activation. There's that. There's my personal friendship circle, my sister circle. I'm the oldest of five sisters, which honestly, I want to work on bringing a little bit closer. We live all over the place. Everybody doesn't live in Mississippi. Your home, your family circle. So much of a mindset and what it is we're trying to achieve as a 92% movement of Black American women voters depends on that. So we're going to be chit chatting about that today. So after I treated myself to Culture Con, and again, I'm so excited. Oh, also, if anybody's going to be at the National Association of Black Journalists in Atlanta, Georgia, your girl's going to be speaking there on August 15th on a wonderful panel about independent Black political voices with power. Thank you to Miss Risha, who invited me to the panel. I'm going to be there on August 15th. If you're going to be there, I would love to see everybody and to meet up. So I've been thinking about this, thinking about looking forward to being in rooms full of brilliant Black women who are building the future. But my biggest gift, y'all, this weekend was not the conference ticket. It was the realization that hit me super hard over the weekend. And that Black women indeed are the birthday. Okay. Black women are the birthday. All right. Um, we are so much more than the cake. We are so much more than the candles, which y'all know I love. Y'all know I'm a triple Leo, Leo Sun, Mercury, Mars, Sagittarius Moon, and the eighth. I love fire. Like I love fires. I love fire gazing. I love candles. I am constantly burning incense. And Black women are the birthday. And I just need everybody to know and understand that. Thank you so much. Seriously, y'all are the birthday. We the birthday. And with that being said, I would like for us to give ourselves a round of applause. Okay, we do not get nearly the cheers that we deserved. Okay, seriously, so we are the birthday. We are the birthday, and we're so much more than the birthday girl trip and the presents and the cake. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy the presents, I enjoy the cake. But what's so important for us is the circle, right? The people around you. Who are the people around us? The women who celebrate you. Girl, thank you for the daily heartbeat. Oh my gosh, we only need one more daily heartbeat to get our goal. Yay! We hit the goal out of the park. Awesome. I'm so happy with that. Y'all, thank you. The daily heartbeat. That's one of the reasons I love the daily heartbeat, especially over here on the clock app, because it says like you're a member of the family. Like we are encircled together. To me, every time I see one of those hearts, to me, it just is like a big, beautiful circle of beautiful, bold Black women. It reminds me of the women who celebrate me, the women that we text with, who clap with you, who tell you the truth that you want to start ideas with and initiate things with. I think of the women who remind me or who you are when you've forgotten who you are. You know, like the girlfriend that's like, girl, this ain't even you. I'm gonna wait for you to get through this. I'm not even gonna call you on your bullshit right now because I know you're going through something. That is what I thought about for my birthday. There were some real moments. Y'all, I think y'all saw the video. I took y'all out into my garden. I saw my red roses were blooming. I'm like, yes, I'm gonna take a bubble bath. Let me take some of these roses and put them in that. I was just thinking, like, what are the different ways I could be nice to myself? And so many of y'all, some of y'all like saw the video and it reminded me like the first thing I wanted to share about my birthday was good morning y'all. I'm gonna be taking a lot of time to myself this weekend, but I want to give y'all some honor and acknowledgement first. I when I brought everybody in with me to like hang out with me in the rose garden and talk about what I was going to do that day, I was truly in this feeling and this mindset of whatever coach dad and the girls or people have planned for me, like yay. And not on some, I'm just grateful for what I have, don't give me thing don't get me wrong, I need people to, like, pay attention to my birthday, like, and they did, like but I also believe in celebrating myself, but I also thought too when I thought about, like, the women in my life, the friends in my life, the connections in my life, my own sisters, my family, it just I overwhelmed with this feeling of wealth and abundance. And part of the wealth is my sisterhood and my being able to work for and with Black women of the 92%. Like that was part of what felt like wealth and abundance to me. So y'all, good morning. Welcome. If you are new here, my name is Halicue Hannah. This is Sunshine Report. This is your daily intelligence briefing, wellness activation, joy cultivation space, especially for Black women. Are we going to cover the headlines? Yes. Because Nolan Wells, the updates with the Nolan Wells case is a show in and of its own. This hidden death toll in the Iran war, uh, the selling of the pardons, DOJ losing appeals, the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Now that's someplace Cheyenne Bryant belongs, at that White House Correspondents' Dinner, because I don't even know what we're even doing the dinner for. Why are we doing the dinner? If this is what it is, this used to be, Gwendolyn says, "I saw his mom at the Bonner Center with crumb." Oh, really? Really? Right on. Girl, do you like the mug? It's cute, girl. Oh, we have prizes today, by the way, to 92%, because one of the ways I like to treat myself is by giving Black women money. And I saw, is it not the cutest Black woman owned, Black woman created? Okay. I bought it from the Cowery Collective. Also bought these earrings. I found out about this new program, this new initiative with San Francisco and giving pop-up retail space to like special programs and groups. And one of them is a group of 6 Black women. It's called the Cowery Collective. And as much as I hate driving in downtown San Francisco, I said, let me go see the ladies. I picked up some adorable earrings and we have prizes today. Okay. We have prizes for the Sunshine Report today. And I'm gonna tell you right now, we got some giveaways. The first giveaway, should I do it now? Or should I do it later? But it is for the way you're eligible for the prizes if you leave an amazing review for the latest episode of the Hey It's Halicue podcast, Dear United States of America. Okay. I want you to leave a review and I want you to get excited about it. I want you to like poetry, whatever you've been wanting to express. I want you to listen to it. I want you to give it that like 1 minute at the very least so we get the download, but we need reviews on the podcast. Mugs, shot glasses, and socks. How interesting, pals. Because I have a beautiful pair of socks from the Cowery Collective that say my ancestors are standing strong behind me as one of the prizes. And that is for the 20th signature on my choose.org petition. Okay, y'all can find it on my little beacons or whatever. You know, it's where you touch my face up there. Hey, Dr. Lisa. Dr. Lisa, real doctor, by the way. Okay, again, circles and spheres of influence. Who are we in sisterhood with? We're serious. The people that I'm in sisterhood with, we're serious about the doctor stuff. Real doctor, Dr. Lisa. Real PhD down there. I'm not playing anymore about that. That's why I'm not interested in going to Essence anymore. We're going to Culture Con. Okay, because any place y'all keep platforming y'all's friend Cheyenne Bryant, I'm not going. All right. Yes. I'm kind of proud of the number of Black women PhDs that are in my council of advisors and my head and my own personal personal friendships here online, the back chats. Oh my gosh, the Black girl podcasters. That is something that is truly important for us. And I was thinking about that over the birthday weekend. So, 2 prizes today. The first prize is again from the Cowery Collective. Thank you, Dr. Lisa. Oh my gosh. Dr. Lisa coming through. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Dr. Lisa. Thank you. I really do. And that's also like we achieved one of our goals. It makes me very happy. First prize. Okay, so first prize. And y'all, thank you, Dr. Lisa. And y'all should know Black woman owned, Black woman created. So one of the things I bought for myself at the Cowery Collective, I love a spiritual bath. A spiritual bath is just a bath with hot water and salt and some kind of essential oil and an intention. That's all a spiritual bath is. And so there is this one. I love it. Thank you, Dr. Lisa, for being the title gifter. I appreciate that, Dr. Lisa. All right. So our first prize, and this prize is for, thank you, Miami, my Mississippi sister, Miami. The first one, our spiritual bath from the Cowery Collective in downtown San Francisco. Black woman owned, Black woman creative. It is a self-love bath. Oh my gosh, with like pink Himalayan sea salt, rose petals. It smells divine. First prize. That prize is going to the best comment and review on the Hey It's Halicue podcast, the most recent episode, Dear United States of America. I'm going to be reading today at the end of the day. Whoever leaves the best comment, is going to get this, and I want you to screenshot it and send it to me, and then I'll let you know when you won, and Imma send it to you. Second prize, and this is for the 20th signature on my choose.org signature, petition about protecting Senators Warnock and Ossoff in Georgia, because y'all stunt queen in chief is trying to delegitimize them, and I know Pals just told me she likes socks, and, I wish I could give away the mug, but I've already used the mug. But I'm very happy to share where I got the mug from. Again, it was at the Cowrie Collective downtown, San Francisco. I'm going to be adding their business to the Sunshine directory.info. I'm going to be adding that soon. So y'all do like, isn't the mug cute? When I saw it with the animal print, I was like, okay, that's real cute. That might have to become a part of the show, actually. Y'all know we're designing merch too. Again, another collaboration that came out of what I'm calling like my 92% sister circle. All right. So, y'all, welcome on in. I'm Halicue Hannah. This is the Sunshine Report. We cover the headlines, but we also have to ask ourselves as Black women, because my whole goal with the Sunshine Report was to create a news and intelligence briefing experience that was made specifically for Black women of the 92%. Thank you so much, pals, for making sure everybody gets the information about the sunshine directory.info. Okay. So, yes, we cover the headlines. We also ask, how do we as Black women, how do we stay informed but without becoming overwhelmed? How do we build these beautiful lives while the world keeps demanding our free labor and our attention? How do we create peace anyway? That is what we do here on the Sunshine Report. This community is built around the 92%. Where's our founding documents, y'all? What did I do with them? Where did they go? Here we go. Never too far away. Never too far away. This community is built around the 92%. That's us. This is exit polling data broken out by demographics. Okay. This is Black women who showed up on November 2024. Thank you so much for those stickers, Miss Betty Boo. The facts and the numbers do not lie. The 92%, we are Black women voters who continue to show up for democracy, for one another, for our community, but most importantly for ourselves. But what makes us different isn't just how we vote. Although we are the bad bitches of progressive and liberal politics, we are the base of the party. Don't let nobody else tell you anything different. And people can hem and haw and get very upset about the primary schedule and about it starting in the South. Leftists have a real problem with that. But it's just in honor of who's most important, the base of the party. So it's important for us to get the party started. People are going to have to be okay. But what makes us, the 92% Black women, different isn't simply how we vote. It's that we made 7 crucial decisions about how we're going to live. All right. I love writing them down. I love talking about them. We decided to rest. And that rest was a sacred tool that Black women have been. Thank you for the birthday wishes, my quarter life crisis. We made a decision to rest, to work towards mental liberation, unlearning the grind, stacking our power, ritualizing our wellness, celebrating Black girl creative genius, and the decision to make everyone, including our own politicians and our own party, to make them value us and earn us. Okay. And so today I want to spend a little bit of time on one of my favorites, stacking our power. And now, when most people hear stacking our power, again, crucial decision number 4, they immediately think money. And yes, money matters, of course. Do not let her divine alchemy get started on that. She's not going to lecture you for free. She'll send you an invoice. Okay. Don't say I didn't warn you. Of course, money matters. Business matters. Black women are one of the most entrepreneurial groups in the nation. Ownership matters. But over my birthday weekend, again, I realized something. Relationships are a huge part of wealth. Do you know I got that opportunity to speak at the National Association of Black Journalists? That came from a member of this community, of the 92% community. So do we see how, like, our relationships, 92%? Thank you. That's so kind. Like, I'm so excited about it. Relationships are wealth. Our community, 92% are wealth. Our trust in each other and each other's intellect is wealth. Our circle is wealth. So yeah, we still her divine alchemy is absolutely correct. We still live within capitalism. So yeah, money matters. And the reason my birthday was so peaceful wasn't because everything in my life is perfect. It is not. I am a Black woman that believes in investing in herself and in my wholeness and in my happiness and in my health. But it's because I know that a huge part of it is finally standing and being in community with Black women in the right circles. And I also realized something very important over my birthday. There are circles that I've neglected. There are circles that I need to build with better intention. I am a big real life big sister in real life. I have 4 younger sisters like that and a 5th. No, I'm the oldest of 6 sisters, including Tracy, which includes my sister Nikki, my sister from my mom's first marriage, the triplets, and I'm not lying, they're literally triplets, and my cousin Tracy, and I need to do better with that. That's a circle I wanna continue to build up with intention. And that's because the next chapter of my life and certainly our lives isn't just about finding success. We're Black women, we're gifted, we're blessed. Success is inevitable, especially as this world is insistent on self-destruction and immolation. But it's about finding the right people to experience success with. Like there are those of us 92%, we need a stronger local community. Maybe some of us need more creative friends. Some of us need more wellness friends. That's why I'm low key obsessed with the Black women dancers and Pilates instructors on here. Dr. Jessica Shepherd. In my mind, that's my doctor friend in my mind that is advising me on my perimenopause and my menopause journey because I just turned 54. Some of us need entrepreneurial friends. All right. It's more than just the group text, all right, from like college and high school or the sorority group text. I have truly been thinking about my own circles, my incredible friend circles. Me being a member when during COVID and when when Black Lives Matter was burgeoning, was like very important. I realized we had a little local matter that blew up about a racist city council member that blew up, and I remember thinking, okay, I understand that it's important that if we want to have that if we want to have a greater voice or my little tiny Black community like in this town that we needed to be representative on getting started on different commissions and boards in town. And so that's when I got on the library board. So I have to think about that, like my circle in my local community. I think about the beautiful community that we build together with each other every day. There is a group of Black women in my mind that are my mental advisory council of experts, women I may never meet personally. Miss Issa Rae, Tracy Ellis Ross, under health and wellness, Dr. Jessica Shepherd, people I may never meet personally that are authors, scientists, historians, podcast hosts, business leaders. And I ask myself when I have a problem, what would this amazing Black woman that I know is of the 92%, like, what would they say? That's a circle too. So I want us to remember that and treat our circles like the gold that they are. And crucial decision number 4, like, what do we decide? We decided to disengage from productivity as identity. Like, all we are is workhorses, all we are is a strong Black woman. We decided to get rid of this expectation that Black women must always be exceptional to be accepted. Like to think like that is unsustainable. So what are we doing? Part of the work that we do in 90%, we're replacing the overwork with strategy, boundaries, and selective effort. Getting real choosy and real funny, acting about like who's in our circle. Like we see videos about this all the time. Like people saying, yeah, like being quiet on the creek. Some things aren't to be shared. Everybody ain't got to know everything. Stop inviting everybody to the picnic. Gatekeep more. Put a paywall up. Like, what does her divine alchemy say? Get a QR code. Charge people at the very least. And so that is what I was thinking about for my birthday, y'all. Y'all the birthday. We the birthday. Black women are the birthday. So I am so grateful to be in community. I truly am. I think it's very important to the work that we're doing as a 92%. And I want y'all to know that y'all were at the absolute, like, very, very, very center of that. So, y'all, speaking of community, remember we're doing giveaways today. I'm giving away prizes from some beautiful, amazing Black woman-owned businesses right here in San Francisco. Thank you for leveling up, Omi Omi. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for it's the beginning of the week. Thank you all for paying attention to my gift gallery. I want you to know that I am officially accepting kisses. I will totally take 92% kisses. I consent. Okay, y'all welcome. But I want you to know too, we're doing giveaways because I way overshopped. Like when I walk into a Black woman owned business, yes, I'm telling you, Black women are the birthday. We just are. That is just the truth. I want us to feel that and know that in our spirit. I mean that. We truly are. Thank you, Auntie. I appreciate that. I love that little kiss dance. I love it. So I'm giving away prizes from amazing Black women-owned businesses. I found these products and these businesses and these services at the Cowrie Collective in downtown San Francisco. It's a collective of 6 Black women and their businesses. I got my earrings. I love these. I love black and white with a green. Oh, I love these. And I'm trying to find some like y'all know I love OMG. I love your earrings. And so I'm really trying to be more adventurous with my earrings. And so I got them there. But what we're doing 2 giveaways from amazing Black women owned businesses. One winner is going to be chosen from everyone who leaves a thoughtful review of the Hey, It's Halicue podcast. Okay, I want y'all to visit. I want y'all to go comment. The best one is getting the self-love bath. Oh, I love a spiritual bath, y'all. Y'all are gonna love this one. It smells absolutely divine. So I can't wait to give that one away. And also, another prize is going to go to one of the people helping us grow our movement by signing my change.org petition. It's about Senators Warnock and Ossoff in Georgia and protecting them and protecting our voting rights because when they try to delegitimize them, they're basically delegitimizing like Black voters. So to the 20th person that signs the petition, the ancestor socks, which I also got from the Cowrie Collective, and I'm so happy to do a giveaway. I've been wanting to do a giveaway and TikTok shop has not been cooperating. So, and thank you who just leveled up in the fan club. Thank you so much. I know I live for a good spiritual bath, girl. Especially one that has like a lot of love elements in it and if the focus is on self-love. Yes. I am absolutely here for it. All right, let's get into some of the news. Who y'all want to talk about first? Who y'all want to talk about first? Y'all want to talk about Mitch McConnell? Girl, thank you for leveling up her divine alchemy. Yeah, they're so healing. Like I'm telling you, the first self-love bath, I'll never forget when my sister Andy and I, Andy is a Chandler and I love spiritual baths. So like I would, if she would do like some of y'all have bought my sister's candles too. Like she would do candles and she would do like little rituals and like jewelry. Her candles are amazing. I'm still heartbroken. She's too busy to do her candle business. The second I find out Andy has got that website back up, I'm gonna tell y'all all about it because her candles are amazing. Like women have started whole businesses and projects under the light of success and the power of like her candle. She's amazing. So I'm trying to think who y'all want to talk about first. I guess we could talk about your boy Mitch McConnell. They sent they sent another picture. Proof of pulse, we're calling it. Okay, proof of pulse. Cause that's all it could possibly be proof of. Thank you for the awesome cat. I appreciate that. Yeah, girl, proof of pulse. It's not a proof of life, Crystal. I don't know that we could accurately call it a proof of life because as I look at it, this is just a better and further. Children, I just don't believe this. Let's look and see. I don't believe it's a proof of anybody's life. Now, he may have a pulse. I highly even doubt that. I'm talking about Mitch McConnell's just recently sent out a new and improved photo that's supposed to be a proof of life photo. Okay. As doctor provides health update. I'm sorry. I just believe we are being lied to. And until I see a video with the governor standing right beside him in conversation, I'm not buying it. Y'all's Kentucky Senator Mitch McConnell released a new health update and photograph on Monday, stating that his recovery. Did they name the doctor? Good question. See, questions Black women like intelligent questions. I'm gonna look at this whole article. Senator Mitch McConnell released a new health update and photograph on Monday morning stating his recovery in a rehab facility, so he's not in the hospital, from a June fall remains ongoing, that he's not been medically cleared to return to his Senate office. Meaning, on one hand, the good news is he can't vote on nothing. He can't vote on nothing. The statement was issued by his office alongside a photo of McConnell with his wife, a photo alongside of his wife, Secretary of Transportation, former Secretary of Transportation Elaine Chao, 84-year-old Republican, said he's still working hard. If you gotta say you're working hard, I don't believe you. Oh, and there's a member of the Super Family Girl. Thank you for being here. Let me not show up for work. Yes, and still get my paycheck and job. Okay, exactly. Still collecting a check. So there might be a heartbeat. I highly doubt it. So I call this photograph, which I personally don't believe. I believe the Republican Party, the party of white oppression, avarice, greed, perversion, PDF filing. I believe that they're also very much into full on propaganda. Full on, just put these. I literally they think, and again, these photos and stuff, they're not for us. They're not for us, 92%. They're for their gullible ass dummy base. Those photos are not for us. 92%. They're not for us. They're for these dummies down here. They're for Latino men. They're for white, 53% of white women and 60% these dummies over here. That's to keep them strung out and believing the lies and the bullshit and the propaganda. Oh, see, her divine alchemy is breaking news. She says that they are all AI and she can prove it. I believe you. I believe you. I believe you. The 84 is he's still working hard to resume his full schedule. And that in expressing disappointment and missing this weekend's fancy farm picnic. I'm encouraging anybody that works at the care facility or that knows what's going on, because somebody is going in there, somebody's going in and out. If that man is being kept like artificially animated, somebody, y'all break the news. Go ahead and break the news yourself. Monetize your page and go ahead and break the news. That's what I would do if it was me. I'm just saying, it's a home health aide. It's somebody changing if however they're keeping that man, like his chest, like moving up and down. Because again, I consider this photo is not a proof of life. It is a proof of pulse. Exactly. All we need is one person to talk. They don't want that special election because they ain't ready to cheat yet. Yeah, they ain't got it all together. And they know that there's tons of scrutiny. They also know, I'm glad you mentioned that, her divine alchemy. I posit, it is my hypothesis that they're really stressed out and they're doing whatever they can to like federalize elections, which is against the Constitution and is illegal. Because you're right, the wave is going to be so huge when it comes to like when the numbers are so overwhelming, it's hard to cheat. If you're working on a 1 to 3% margin that you could like maybe change and kind of bury into something with like data, that's one thing. But the wave is going to be huge. The numbers, it's going to be a blitzkrieg. This midterm elections, and I say bring it on. Let me check the chat and make sure I am not missing anybody. Thank you to everyone that has joined us from the Substack, from the tube that is you. Thank y'all for being here today. This is the Sunshine Report. Gwendolyn asked, what they are doing is illegal and governor of Kentucky is useless. I don't know that much about like obscure Kentucky law and if there's some reason like he's holding out. All I know is that it just seems like the people of Kentucky are not being represented. And all Jake do is front and lie. Hey, y'all. Hey, Ella, the AI coach. If it comes out of the Republican Party, we just know it's a lie. So my question is just, okay, so they lying. If they're coming out of their face with like another proof of pulse and more lies about, oh, how he can't wait and he's rehabbing, I just think all they do is lie. Yeah, I agree. They should make somebody show, if for no other reason, also to flex power. I would like to think that somebody that's the governor of a whole state is playing some kind of chess and has a plan. I hope that's the case. That's me being optimistic. And that's all I got to give. Because again, slavery is over and people can't get black women's too much of my time or my attention and my labor. Nolan Wells. Y'all, this is gonna be a Mississippi memory and reflection. Y'all, come close. I love my home state of Mississippi. Y'all know I always rep the great state of Mississippi. Some of the most kind, interesting, intelligent, loving people that raised me obviously come out of Mississippi, and don't let, the fact that I'm tragically light-skinned fool you. 4 Black grandparents, family can be traced back at least 5 generations to, like, Mississippi, North Carolina. Mississippi is one of the last places, and we're seeing in Nolan Wells where with Nolan Wells and his case, where you can absolutely still get away with murder. You can absolutely still get away with murder. The authors, Greg Iles and, who was the one that wrote what was his name? John Grisham. John Grisham. They're writing the screenplays right now about, the Noah Wells case for their books and their movies. Because the truth of the matter is Mississippi is one of the last places on earth where there is a reasonable expectation and understanding. Even in 2026, I would've prayed things would've gotten better, in the great state of Mississippi since I've been a girl regarding this. Y'all have to remember, like, Mississippi burning, like, it's one of the places where people still feel that they can get away with murder. It's why there are a lot of very smart, very rich people that could move from Mississippi, that can move, that could go. There's a lot of families. The old boy network is so deeply entrenched. There's parts of the Black community that are part of it, like there are pastors and churches and leaders that have been selling Black people downriver for years. It's a crazy, corrupt web, y'all. It's a whole Dixie mafia. I remember when I first learned about that. My mom gave me a book about a lynching that happened, and the book had just been published, and my mom gave me a book about it. That's where I learned about, let me try again. I'm sorry, y'all. I have a puzzle piece. There we go. From TikTok, Mississippi burning in the 90s, lawyers. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's getting harassed. His mama, did y'all see the way his mother, this boy, they are saying that this boy, ancestry.com ought to get on that. I'm going to ask Coach Dad to get on that, to ask about that. Ancestry.com ought to talk about how he is descended from Ida B. Wells. Make sure I get that to somebody and to ask about that. There are a lot of people that have the wealth, the ability to leave Mississippi, and one of the reasons they ain't living, they will always maintain a residence there. They will always live there is because it's one of those places where you can get away with murder. Especially if you were white and the person that you have aggressed or attacked or attempted or made an attempt on their life is Black. That's just the truth. You can see by the way things are, like, unfolding. They just got that, the tow call where they're breaking it down minute by minute and isolating the voices in the back. We have to remember this is a plot hatched up by a bunch of ignorant, racist children on a boat, drunk. I know this brand of white child. Very much. They ain't changed at all. They just like they mamas and they daddies, and like they mamas was before them, and they daddies was before them. And there are some folks that they like the power of that. That's why they'll never leave Mississippi. They've already gotten rid of unions in, like, Mississippi, so they're trying to make it like, we're gonna make Mississippi a place where you can come to get cheap labor and where you can set up, like, where you can come down and set up. You don't have to go to China. You can exploit cheap labor here in Mississippi. Yeah, gerrymandering Mississippi is a shame. It's astonishing. It's a shame because this is one of the places where literally population could be almost slightly more Black than it is white. But the systems of racism, oppression, um, depriving Black people of our franchise and our voting rights. It's a place where these things can happen. It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. And I'm trying to think, like, what else am I missing on the update? So the thing that's all over today is the tow truck call. Y'all know they don't woke Miss Nancy Grace up, so she's gonna be covering it. Um, they're spamming this is, and just to show you One of my mutuals said it today and reminded us today that racism is a gaping, open mouth, constantly hungry, constantly ravenous hell mouth vacuum. It's always gotta be confronting because it's greedy. It dies unless it has our attention. There is something about it. It is the way, like more than any other state in the country, white people are gonna do what they need to do to maintain this power and to maintain a place where they can truly get away with murder. As we look at the Nolan Wells case, like we're not only and y'all are seeing it, like it's one thing to grow up there and to be in the political system and know it. It's secrets and stuff. If you're a black and you work as a public servant, like you work in the police department, court system, you're somebody like my mom, like as a judge who's seen in the back rooms of power. Oh, it's stuff my mom will never tell us. She'll go to it's some secrets. I know she carries in her heart that she'll never tell us. Yeah, this country is devolving, and I say all this as a daughter of the state of Mississippi. As a woman who got an excellent education in Mississippi from amazing teachers, like black and white, but like Mississippi decided it loved that racism too much. Y'all stunt queen in chief was somebody they could get behind. How in the world you send a body without its trachea and not tell the next court? Also, also, y'all, it's all so trifling and confused. When my mom first became a city judge, she would sometimes have to fill in for the coroner who was a drunk. The story, like the stuff she would tell us would like just send a chill through your spine. So sometimes they would have to get her out of bed to like go do to declare people dead and to certify that a body has been like received. So so a lot of it is trifling and confused, and it is all like that grandfather or the grandfather to call the tow service to be like, no, it's okay, I got it. Yeah, and it's a whole system. And what we're seeing is, and what people do not understand, and what they don't understand in Mississippi, is these old ways, these racist, oppressor, like murderous, like some of the worst images from the Jim Crow era and the lynching of our ancestors. So many of the people in the pictures that we see of them standing around, bringing their children, smiling in glee, dressing their children up in them Klan outfits, and the women dressing up in Klan outfits, baring their teeth, yelling and spitting at children, like trying to integrate these schools and go to schools. What they don't understand is social media is a new thing, like the flock cameras, like information travels. They ain't caught up yet to the power of the exactly, Devil's Punch Bowl, that which is also a book, like, written by, Greg Iles. I'm telling y'all, I know they fighting over the Noah Wells case. I know, John Grisham and Greg Iles right now are fighting over, like, who's gonna get rights to get their story written first and to get it out. Yeah, how do you take your kids and take a picture of a lynching? This just goes to show how evil and insidious they are. Racism and oppression still is in my great home state. And I hate saying the words out loud because in my mind and in my heart, as the words come out of my throat, it sounds like I'm being disloyal to Mississippi, but I'm not. I'm letting you know, as a daughter of the soil, it is a haunted place. The blood and sweat of so many of our ancestors is soaked into soil. Yeah, they're all shocked. Yeah, they're all shocked. They thought they had this all covered under cover of night. They never had them children. They were all drunk. They never had any idea that seconds before they even got on the call that they was being recorded. That the people like coming to rescue them and coming to investigate would have drone cameras to see what the fuck was going with I have cameras, aerial cameras to see what the fuck was going on. They don't understand like their old insidious ways and their network and their web of lies and like activation. Think of like y'all know the way they were trying to illustrate in One Battle After Another the background uh uh society and like just the underground of being a revolutionary and different like different ways of like communicating like underground. Think of that except in the upside down and in a perverted way. That's the way, like, it operates with the good old boy, um, racism, oppression, murder circuit in Mississippi, the way the Dixie Mafia works. When we first drove through Mississippi, we found ourselves so angry. Yeah, and ready to go. It's a old, deep, entrenched situation, and each and every and if any of these children that was involved in this and y'all know what's going on and y'all are scared and you're realizing that uh-oh some shit that people got recordings, high soul, and that people have recordings and it's all gonna come out, children, it's all gonna come out. It's all gonna come out. They ought to be terrified, and the first one that talks gets the best deal. The first one that talks, children, gets the best deal. And I'm gonna give you one better. If there's is one of these children or somebody that knows something that's listening to this, or some of this might get to them, get on the phone and call Ben Crump's hotline number and tip number. Did I write it down? Ben Crump has a number. If somebody has it, please put it in the chat. Not the tip line that's going to the mama, the stepmama, that's the judge. We had to stop for gas in Mississippi on the way to Florida. Refuse, girl. I mean, on one hand, my dad owned a gas station and a liquor store, like, so it was and we were one of the only ones to, like, own one. On one hand, on the other hand, things are getting worse. Look at what we're dealing with. Girl, but hey, Bounty and Bliss, girl, one of the hardest working women on live, Bounty and Bliss. We're talking about Nolan Wells, and I'm just talking about Mississippi and how it is. That's one of the reasons there's still people there that still live there with just this money and this influence. They could totally get out of Mississippi if they didn't want to, but it's one of the places where the draw and the attraction is that you literally can have like power of life and death over someone, and it's a place where those old like networks can like still activate to cover up a crime, the death of this young man, but they had no idea. They thought it was going to be just like any other black child in Mississippi. It was just going to move on by. It's another like death by misadventure. Shouldn't have been out there anyway. Oh, accidents happen. No, 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 no. Can't do it like that anymore. Everybody out there had a phone. They were clearly panicked and confused. Yeah, why would they leave? Exactly. Like, why would they leave? They had no idea. They thought that they were just gonna be able to put it together, and I think they thought and that's another thing too, like, finding out the, tip line was going to the stepmama so that they could get in case anybody, like, was given information, they could get the information and just, kill it in the water. Yeah, we're gonna be finding out a lot more. Was there any other updates? Oh, and just as, like how insidious it is. Y'all know the mama, y'all know those people that racists have been spamming her work reviews and her work ratings. All because this woman wants to know what happened to her child. And you know something in the milk ain't clean when the governor Tate Reeves, when I tell you, you could look at Tate Reeves and just see the racism in his lineage. There is a certain kind of white man that comes from the American South. I've only seen one that was handsome that had those traits. Like they look like they I don't mean to, they just look like po whites. It's a genetic makeup. They have this skin that looks almost like albino skin. They can't tan, but they just get red and stay red. And they got that red hair, like that Murtaugh hair. It's like a fucked up red color, except exactly. It's a real look of them kind of people. It's like not blonde, it's not red, and it's not cute. It's not like a strawberry blonde. Exactly, vitamin deficiency, pellagra, scabies, impetigo. Like, it looks like sadness and poverty, like Tate Reeves, and it don't matter how much money you get or how high you climb, that's just how they look. And Tate Reeves has got it. There was the first time somebody called me the N word that I heard in elementary school. I'll never forget. Bobby Chain Jr. His daddy was Bobby Chain. He was the mayor, and he was Bobby Chain Jr. Looked the exact same. That fucked up pasty albino white skin with the freckles they can't tan, and it just got that fucked up red blonde hair. Ugh. Chain, Chain. I can't. Ooh, I will never forget it. And he tried to comment on something Facebook years ago. Halicue, what a beautiful family. I was like, really? That's not what you were saying or thinking when you called me a yellow N-word in 3rd grade. He got the fuck off of my Facebook page like real quick. Oh, I be showing up acting a fool. I be forgetting people I went to high school with at Hattiesburg High School, Mississippi is on Facebook. They're being very careful about choosing to engage with me. Oh, I've gone far afield. I didn't mean to go there. Anyway, the point was when the governor comes out doing the same shit they did like in Mississippi burning. Okay? Like coming out saying, all of this is being rabble roused by people from outside, from outsiders, and Mississippi is gonna do a thorough investigation, and we do things different down here than the way y'all do things. Just be patient while we try to cover all this up. The fact that that man is out not defending and talking about like getting justice for a mother of Mississippi and getting justice for that young man. Yeah, exactly. Oh, it is a shame, but y'all, that's Mississippi. That's my home state, which I love. I love the great state of Mississippi. That's where I'm from. You're right. New time, same old shit. And it's scary and haunted and ugly. Um, Y'all, what do y'all think about Hunter Biden making the rounds? Can y'all give me what do y'all think about him? You're from Hattiesburg. Girl, I'm from Hattiesburg. My the first house I ever lived in was on Cherry Street. Then we moved to parents got divorced. We moved to Corinne Street. Then we moved to Tuscan Avenue. We lived on Tuscan Avenue. And now my mom lives out in the cut in a gigantic house out in the cut. You went to North Forest. One of my first boys I had a big crush on, the Jerome Russell. Jerome and Tyrone Russell. They were twins. They were so good looking. From back in the day. They went to North Forest. I went to Hattiesburg High School. Girl, Hunter's just making the rounds. He was on an interview with he did a interview with what is his name? Fuentes. I don't know how Rawls Springs. Oh my goodness. Rawls Springs. Hunter just running his mouth everywhere. And I was cool with Hunter, but then he started talking with weirdos. Yes, I'm side-eyeing him too. And good for Hunter. Like so many of our families deal with addiction. I love that he's talking about addiction. Thank you, Bowflex. I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate that. It was my birthday weekend. Thank you very much. The reason, could somebody clip this? Could somebody please clip this and spread this segment right here? This is the reason Black people and especially Black women of the 92% are so quick to cut certain people off in the zeitgeist, whether you're a podcaster or a celebrity or, I don't even know what we call Hunter Biden. I guess he's like a political celebrity and he's making the rounds. And I think maybe he truly means well, like still trying to communicate, trying to talk some sense into, trying to educate. Now, on one hand, at least he's doing it because it's not for Black women to do. We're not going to be educating you hoes anymore. 92% try to tell you hoes, we're not giving y'all our free labor and our time anymore. Also, because it doesn't make any sense because people are racist and they don't want to listen to shit we have to say anyway. So I guess if anybody should be talking to trying to convince somebody like that, Nick Fuentes. But then I listen to what Nick Fuentes says back in the conversation, and I'm like, yeah, right. I'm a Black woman. Like, we are quick to cut you. Like, Hunter, I don't want to cut you off, but we might be quick to cut you off because the idea that you think you can penetrate someone like Nick Fuentes, like you can penetrate and make a difference in his mind. When you listen to him talk and you're trying to school him, like all I hear is, why are you trying to get blood out of a turnip? Why are you trying to get a cinder block to absorb information? Like, why are you trying to do that? Y'all, I think my tapper has gone out, so I appreciate you all getting us to 100K as soon as humanly possible. I know we can do it. We got 50 beautiful, beautiful, brilliant Black women of the 92% in here, and I would appreciate it if y'all would help Big Sis out. If you would help Big Sis out in the effort of doing that. So, like, so when I see that and I see him trying to talk to like Nick Fuentes, I'm just like, what we doing, Hunter? What you doing? How is this helping you? It's like talking to a to like, and I don't know how they justify it. I don't know how Gavin just, but I guess if that's what they doing, but it does. It makes me look at them a little bit sideways. So I don't know how I feel about Hunter yet and making these rounds on these shows. So all right, Mitch McConnell gave us proof of pulse and that's as generous as I can put that. Um I don't know that this is news, but I'm gonna say it one more time. Y'all know the reason I'm going to Culture Con is because I can't. Yeah, exactly. What was the purpose line, lady? I'm going to Culture Con instead of like dreaming of talking on an Essence stage because after all of the bullshit and fuckery, Essence still platformed y'all's friend Cheyenne Bryant. I am sick and tired of, and I have no patience for anyone that is leeching off of and sucking and that lives on the goodness and the abundance of Black women, that is extracting money from us, that is grifting off of us. And there is a big difference between a woman that is a certified coach with certified credentials, like my friend Allison is talking about, the multidimensional healer, about how she thinks, and I second this emotion, that Black women probably make the best coaches. I'm not saying don't get out here and make your money, okay, and present your offering and build a community and invite them to share. But I don't like when people be hustling our own people, especially Black women. I can't stand it. I think that's why there were so that like compared to men, there are so many fewer Black men in the church is because men sniffed out a hustle and was like, this is pimp culture, and what I'm not gonna do is be pimped. But yeah, if you do it with integrity, if you're honest about your life experience, your education, I don't like when people be playing like that about their certifications and their qualifications. Why? Because I've seen too many Black women in my own life struggle in the pursuit of those degrees. Girl, Auntie Barbie, I almost died going through breast cancer while getting my doctorate of psychology. My mom had to drag my little bad ass with her to law school. Now, to me, these are memories of, oh, I'm with my mommy doing something important. Now that I'm 50, the idea of dragging my ADD traumatized ass to law school, because that's the way my dad would abuse, right? Like the nights he knew my mom had to go to law school, he would bug her the fuck off for like 3 days. That was his way of trying to like kneecap her and keep her from leaving and getting her law degree, because she started saying at the end of that marriage, the second I get my law degree, I'm out of here. The second I get my law degree, I'm out of here. So he would try to, so that was a nightmare for my mom. One of the only times I pray my Aunt Carolyn didn't hear this, because my Aunt Carolyn and Marilyn are the sweetest women on earth. My Aunt Marilyn could be a teeny bit mean. Teeny bit mean. She's very beautiful. She's sweet as pie now. When she's younger, she was feisty. She was feisty. The twins. She was a feisty one. One of the only times I've ever seen women in my family like tussle with each other, because Aunt Carolyn and my mom tussled. This was after my mom's divorce. And it was my Aunt Marilyn and Carolyn and my mom. They were all living we're all living together. My cousin Tracy, me, my sister Andy in this house. This beautiful house on Corinne Street. It was probably one of the happiest times of my life. We finally escaped. We had a house. We were all living it together. But my mom got mouthy with my Aunt Carolyn about keeping my little cousin Tracy when Aunt Carolyn was trying to study for these nursing boards and these exams. And my mom and she's mouthy. She's a Libra. She's a judge. She's a lawyer. She gets paid to talk. She's saucy with her mouth. She gets it from her grandma. She got it from her grandmama. Like, she's saucy with her mouth. And she said something sideways to Aunt Carolyn. And Aunt Carolyn, like, who's a Taurus, got the fuck up and started moving furniture around. And it was me and my sister Andy were like horrified. And it was because she was stressed. They were all stressed. But Aunt Carolyn was stressed over her trying to do her homework and study for her nursing exam. I think of my little sister, Caitlin, the stuff she struggled through getting her PhD. I'm not going to say more on that, but what she struggled through, what my sister Andy struggled through getting her law degree when my little nephew wouldn't sleep. So it's not funny to me that Cheyenne Bryant shit and then some man starting his own university and said that he confers a degree of biblical bibliography on her. That shit is not funny to me at all. And then she orders the little PhD regalia and shit off Amazon. And so now this bitch got jokes about it. Tease and Jean says, I have 9 kids with an abusive ex-husband walking across the stage for my undergrad. Girl, even getting my own little bachelor's from Dartmouth. Big sis is not cut out for getting more degrees, but I do not play about y'all's degrees. I tell you that. And I don't play about mine. I had to like declare independence. That's why I waited tables junior and senior year to try to finish paying. Like, it's not funny. That's literally the reason I want to go to CultureCon. And I'm glad because I'm like, I don't want to go to Essence today platforming this foolishness. This is not funny. She had made so much, even off her book, just swindling and scamming and lying, calling herself Dr. Bryant. Also, I can't respect a short-sighted bitch. I don't mean to call women bitches. I mean it affectionately. And I mean it across gender and sexuality spectrums too. Anybody around here can get called a bitch. Y'all Sun Queen in Chief is the biggest bitch I know. Is the living, breathing example of bitch assery. Okay. I know lots of hetero men that are biggest bitches I ever met in my life. Just bitch ass. Okay. But I don't like a short-sighted bitch. I don't know why the fuck this girl thought that she could call herself a doctor when her paperwork wasn't correct. If there's anyone that can be depended upon, it's but that's how I don't know if she's 92%. How am I supposed to know if she's 92%? If she would lie about a doctoral, whatever the fuck that is, why should I trust her? And so since Essence wants to platform foolishness, and then who comes running to talk about it and to share his thoughts on the matter? Y'all's pastor, Dr. Jamal Bryant. He's platformed her several times. So he comes click clacking, running up to get in women's business. Can't stay out of women's business. Y'all's pastor. And the reason he can't stay out of women's business is because I promise you that church is powered at least 70% by the money and the resources of Black women. I promise you. I could be wrong. And of course, here he come up to the mic, click-clacking up to the mic to talk about, well, I just disavow. And I'm like, see, he just got on the mic. And I was like, see, so many of these pastors, y'all know I'm deconstructed and I'm biased. But again, like I said about Cheyenne Bryant, and like I'll say about a lot of these pastors and a lot of these churches, the reason I would love for us to just reach back into our old ancestral spiritual ways is because these churches, whatever it is they used to be, prey on Black women. They just prey on us. A lot of them are run by men that do not have an anointing or a calling. I don't believe Black women should place our spiritual leadership or be looking for spiritual leadership or stewardship from a man. I'm sure there's some enlightened men out there and that they're really good pastors. I truly believe that the pastor that led our little church, that was our church home. I was brought up in a church, and the Black church is a little Black. Joe Rigsby, that was a good man. He was a godly man. He was a kind man. I'm not saying it's not some men that are not fit for the job of spiritual pastoring a flock, but I'm real suspicious of the ones that love a podcasting mic. Yes, people are volunteers and not victims. Yes. And I just question anything that feeds on Black women. And a lot of these dudes, the way he went up to the mic, well, I didn't want what he even said it. I didn't want to have to address this. And I was like, see how so many of these pastors are just janky promoters and just want to be podcasters. That's how we should think about it. If you want some spiritual entertainment, enjoy them for spiritual entertainment. Because that's what it is. I was like, that man ain't never, somebody said it was in Darius, like, that man ain't never seen women's business he wasn't ready to get up into. That's because women's business is his business. Now, isn't it? Now, isn't it? I don't know what the ICOC is. Kit McKean. I do not know who that is. That sounds like that's like, is that scratching up against Kojic? No, my little church was my grandmother. It was a grandmother's church, Bethlehem Baptist Church in Wiggins, Mississippi. It was a Southern Baptist church, but our church was a little Presbyterian PC USA little church in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. So I wanted to say that about y'all's girl Cheyenne. That's a little little cultural news that was going on. I don't rock with her. I don't rock with that. I just wanted to say, the Department of Justice was lost its appeal against mail-in voting because they know that Democrats do a lot of mail-in voting. And the only way Republicans win is if they either cheat or they can keep people from voting. Black women are the 92%. Please make sure all your registrations are up to date. Double check, triple check. Double check and triple check, please. She wrote who? Pastor Bryant a cease and desist letter. Did she write it or did ChatGPT write it? How do we know if she can even write? People with real PhDs have to write, and they don't get to use ChatGPT. Please believe me when I tell you this. I don't like Jamal, but she sent him the cease and desist letter, and he busted her out. Mess. See, it's also trifling and confused. She gonna brazen it out. See, and here's another reason. She's taking advantage. Anyone that is taking advantage of the modus operandi of the Republicans, the regime, the GOP, the way they're pushing through everything is just brazening it the heck out. Hello, Kim Love Jones, girl, welcome. Can I please see some flames in the chat? Of some flaming hearts for the Launch Your Income Agency. My Wellness Woman is here, Linus. Anyone that is following the playbook of the stunt queen in chief, the regime that's just brazening it out. Shamelessness. It's one thing to keep your shoulders back and your chin up amongst your haters. It's a Leo superpower. I respect that so much. If you have to, I be talking about Black moms. Black moms, we need more kids. We need more of our kids in soccer. Because when I tell you I have been friendless, Savannah, hey, when I tell you I have never felt more friendless amongst my enemies than on the soccer pitch, if you think I don't understand what it's like to have to like put your chin up, shoulders back, you don't even want to be around these hoes. But I'm going to be here for my child, and I'll be goddamn if I'm going to let anybody see me snivel or see. And I'm a dancer. I'm like, if there's anything we can do is shoulders back and chin up. I understand having to be amongst your haters and your enemies and have to lift your chin and put your shoulders back. But what Cheyenne is doing is something entirely different. What she's doing is brazenness, shamelessness, shameless effrontery. That's what the stunt queen in chief does, just brazen it the fuck on out. That's what Mitch McConnell and them are doing. Like, this man is on ice someplace, but they steady just pumping out Chat GPT images, just steady giving us AI proof of pulse images, just brazening it the fuck out. And that is what your girl Cheyenne is doing. And I don't take that. Speaking of PhDs, Linus herself is just finishing up a PhD. Linus is like, this morning on her live, she goes, sorry, y'all, I had to take a little break. I was just defending my dissertation and da 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 da. I'm like, Linus is getting a whole look, apologizing to us for taking a break while she's just finishing up her PhD, as you do. So I don't find that funny. I don't find that. Yeah, Mitch is in the upside down. You're right. He is in the space in between. That's why I call that picture. That's not a proof of life. It was a proof of pulse. Okay. White House Correspondents' Dinner. Did y'all see that? Can I just say, of our last little bit of news, I don't like covering y'all stunt queen in chief speeches. There was a cavalcade of bad jokes, horrible takes. He's a horrible speaker. It was flop sweaty and that he was gross, speaking labored. He can't ever, inhale a ladybug, tap dancing along. Oh my gosh, it was the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Y'all know I used to love watching that. That's the kind of black girl nerd I am. I don't know what I loved watching more. Bridgerton, Jane Austen, period pieces in general. And nerd ass shit like Senate confirmation hearings and the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Me and Coach Dad would get our popcorn and would sit down and watch the entire thing. Back when journalism was a real thing. Now, I have never been more disgusted with the state of journalists and journalism. And them attempting to drag the stunt queen in chief. I mean, it looks as though they didn't know he was going to be there. But even if they thought he was going to be there, the way they did the awards, like the photos that show him standing there looking ridiculous and stupid while a man literally is fainting over there. Let me, what's her name? It's Caitlin. Is it Caitlin Collins? Is that her name? Is that her? Is that her name? He was just what can I say about it? What can I say about it? He showed his entire orangutan monkey ass up on that stage with that speech. I also would like to say, this is an aside, but Republicans don't have a sense of humor. There's no one that can be paid to write for them except for the lowest quality hacks. Narcissists don't have good senses of humor. Do y'all know any narcissists in your life? I don't like talking about narcissism too much or narcissistic personality disorder. I don't really like talking about that because I truly so like it. Maybe it is a disorder and a diagnosis, but the crux of the problem with them is normally just abusive ass behavior. So I like to focus on the abusive ass behavior and how people can protect themselves from it. That comes from my work in domestic violence and sexual assault. But the long and short of it is narcissists don't have senses of humor. They know they're not fucking funny. They know they're not. So everything about it was boring. It wasn't entertaining. And then he's just taking shots at people. Exactly. A race to the bottom. Everything is about it. And I tell you what, Caitlin Collins, girl. So he attacks her. He says her award is fake. He's being transphobic and nasty by comparing her to a trans creator. She is better than me. She's better than me. She wants to stay in the room. She wants to stay in the press pool. And do you know what that means? But I had an epiphany about this, about the Caitlin Collins thing. What did he say about her? Let me see if I can find what he said. Everybody wants to paywall. Let me see if I can find someone that will let me actually click on the link and actually read it to you. But he calls her award like fake. And then he starts going into how she won't smile. You know, she's a beautiful woman, but she won't smile. Why won't she smile? He's caught and stuck up on this. And do you all know why? Yeah, they're better than me. Yeah, because I clapped back. She should have. There you go. Walking out would have been the best thing to do. Would have been the best thing to do. There's something else I want to talk about. Y'all remind me to talk about Christine Welker, or whatever her name is. We got to talk about that her too. And journalism, how journalism, like, I don't even know why This is why we have the Sunshine Report. This is why you listen to Caress. Like, this is why you listen to Danny Lime. Like, this is why our best news is coming from sources that would not be at this White House correspondence dinner. So and he keeps going on and on and on about how she won't smile. She's a beautiful woman and won't smile, won't smile, won't smile. It's almost as though he's like, I don't mind you nailing me to the wall, but fluff me first, bitch. Thank you, Silvana. That's so beautiful, girl. That was a portal. Thank you. That was unbelievably beautiful. That's his problem. Because as far as he's concerned, if you're a woman and you're pretty, it's your job to fluff him. Smile at me. Make me feel like I could get it if I wanted to. Make it friendly for me. Help me get it up. Like literally, that's when he's talking about why won't you smile? Girl, thank you. They're my birthday nails. Thank you. They're a lot. They're a little bit more than I normally do, but I thought I'd have fun for my birthday, girl. And if you all want to know my favorite nails and the glue that works for me, go check out my showcase. So yes, legacy media is complicit. Yeah, nobody wants him, and he needs all this genuflecting. Y'all go listen to it in my latest episode of the United States of America. And remember, we are doing a giveaway. The best, I bought this from the Cowrie Collective. It's a Black woman owned business collective that's in downtown San Francisco. The best review that I read on the podcast, the Hey It's Halicue podcast, even on Apple Podcasts is probably the best place. The best review that I read, this is your prize. I can't wait to announce it. I'm going to announce it. It depends. It depends on how many comments I see today, but I'm gonna. And if you leave a comment for the podcast, and it's a great podcast, and it's a good review. I want you to screenshot it and send it to me, and you could win one of our prizes from Black women-owned businesses. So kind of misogynistic Midwest, a lot more than misogynistic. This wanting to smile, like you have to smile at me, smile at me. That's about fluffing. That's about doing something. Give me some sexual service to make me feel like a man and make me feel virile. And that's what determines, in his mind, that's what makes a good woman anything, a good female anything. She knows how to smile. She knows how to charm. It's a nice way of saying fluffing, and it's really rather effing disgusting. It's really rather gross. Yeah, pure male chauvinist. Like that's his problem with her. He can't stand that she's getting the shine that she's getting while not being of some kind of sexual service to him. How come she won't smile at me? KK Caroline Levitt smiles at me. How come she won't smile at me? That little Archer heifer that like follows him around, like photocopying shit for him and changing his diaper. She smiles at me. The bitch that spray paints my face smiles at me. The person that like does my hair, that's all he wants and all he needs. And he ain't gonna get no free smiles from the Slovenian snake-eyed titty model. Somebody just mentioned his wife. He's not gonna get nothing from the Sparrow, from the Slovenian snake-eyed titty model. Where's Barron? Speaking of which, Barron Trump. Okay. Barron, so it turns out Barron has a close personal relationship with Andrew Tate and his brother. I'm telling you, it's all of a piece. I have always, this is what, it's all of a piece. And for people that are saying it's one creator that's saying that they definitely want Barron to testify before Congress about the Tate brothers and to come in on how is he working with and how is he dealing. The fact that the son of the stunt queen in chief, this so-called president of the United States, is close personal friends with like the Tate brothers, and the Tate brothers are freaking name dropping him as they're communicating from prison and about like the horrible like prison conditions. They were saying, why would his mom allow him to hang with him? Because it's all of a piece. I have always, actually not always. I read this. This was a take somebody took, and I kind of agreed with it. Thank you, bye girl. Thank you for the donut. Thank you for being title gifter. Thank you guys for visiting the gift gallery. Thank you for every like and follow and subscription. I appreciate it so much. Thank you all for becoming super fans. I appreciate you all so much. One of the roles that Jeffrey Epstein played was to be kind of a paid wing, not a paid, because his currency. He would be the wingman to help useless, repulsive men get close to pussy. To help these men that were so they may be rich, they may be influential, but they ain't got no game. They don't know how to get next to women. They don't know how to talk to women. They in themselves are so personally odious that they would only get the most, they were be getting these like third and fourth string, what these men would consider not them, they themselves are nothing but ones and twos. But they would be like, I'm not getting next to the kind of women I want to get next to, the young ones, the nines, the tens, because they're so personally odious that even their wealth wouldn't help. That's where somebody like a Jeffrey Epstein could get next to like y'all stunt queen in chief. And some of these other people like Bill Gates that are just like they ain't got no game. They may be brilliant in their field, but like women don't want to holler at him or talk to him. So he's like this procurer. He's like this like wingman for hire. So of course, Milan they say what's her name? Ungaro, the woman that's telling all the Zuckerberg, exactly, the one that's like spilling all the tea on Melania. What's her name? Amanda Ungaro. She, she asserts that the snake-eyed Slovenian titty model was first with Jeffrey Epstein, and Epstein trafficked her to Trump. So they're down with this. Of course, she would let like an abuser and a sex trafficker. Of course, she would let her son be around. First of all, I believe Barron was cooked up in a lab in Russia. I believe y'all's Slovenian snake-eyed titty model is a spettle. Is a spettle trained by the KGB. I'm just telling you. Can't stand her. She is such an affront. I personally cannot stand that bitch. Where's Barron? No, be best. Donald, buy my Bitcoin. Be best. Who care? I don't care. Do you? Tampon soaked Christmas trees. I don't care what you do, South Lawn Donald. I don't. Oh my God. Oh, this bitch is she is literally a prostitute whore. Whole sex worker. And I'm not even mad at sex workers. Truly, get your money. Girl, no, I didn't see her movie. And F Jeff Bezos too for financing that shit. I was so glad when we ran up Michelle Obama's Becoming that weekend. Like, literally, a snake eyed Slovenian titty model has showed the entire world her cooter. She has held open the folds to the camera in front of everybody. Each and every one of our children, if they wanted to see that woman's cootie cat, like right now, they could. And then people on X and share her little followers. She's so elegant. She's so refined. That's when I was like, I'm not arguing with these hoes. If these hoes, the snake-eyed Slovenian titty model, y'all know I can't stand this whore. Who brought her up? Did I bring her up? I did because of Barron. Girl, me too, whole weekend. Thank you, Linus. Can't stand them. She was such an affront. After the way oh my God, when I think about like our beautiful forever First Lady, Michelle Obama, how intelligent, Princeton, Harvard, lawyer, amazing mother, killer biceps, like just made the White House just the coolest, most elegant place to be. The way they vilified her and masculinized her. And then we got a whole time just serving grace, beauty. Barack was like always kind of low key trying to touch her and kiss on her and bite her shoulder and shit. Like just standing there like the happiest man alive at state dinners. Like look look who's with me. Like and then to have that heifer come behind, and then y'all, this tells you how much they think of her. Like and or what they think of the idea of a first lady. They destroyed the entire East Wing. That's where the first lady's office is. She don't give a damn. I don't believe they be talking about they got separate bedrooms. I don't believe that bitch lives there. I don't believe they share meals together. I believe she's paid by appearance. I could be wrong, but I'm probably not. So yes, the son is friends with the Tates, and the reason she would let him hang around them, because in her mind, that is what rich young men do. Y'all remember that stupid movie that won the award like 2 years ago for Best Picture? It was about a little prostitute whore. And, I did not get this movie. It started with a A, and it was about some little Russian oligarch's kid and her on a crazy weekend, and they got married, and just these families, like, that's just what they do. They let these children yeah, she lives in NYC. She lets these children and it just goes to show you, as far as I'm concerned, anyone that is listening to that red pill shit is an incel. Or they got the spirit, you know, the way people would be like that, she got that Jezebel spirit on her. He got that incel spirit on him. He got that spindly leg, good for nothing ass, can't relate to like women or people. Incel. Barron got that incel spirit on him. And I know that's true because that's who the mama let him hang out with. Girl, she be renegotiating her contract anytime it's an election, girl. Anytime something big, if she shows up, she's getting paid for it. I promise you. One of these days, somebody's gonna find that prenup and they're gonna share it with us. You're stuck on the Timu Black Widow, girl. Timu for real. Shein for real. Alibaba Express for real. Called elegant. It's enough to make my teeth hurt. Oh, it's vile. It's vile, it's vile, it's vile. What else do we have to talk about today? Selling pardons, but that's not even like a top. Of course he's selling pardons. Of course he is. Oh my goodness, y'all. Hunter Biden, we chit-chatted about Hunter. Oh, hiding the death toll in the Iran war. Y'all, what are the numbers we hear? Uh, US casualties. Y'all, they say we out of ammo. They say we out of ammo in the Iran war, and that's the reason the stunt queen in chief is ceasing hostilities and aggressive action towards Iran. Anything to stop the violence and the bombing, I'm happy about and I'm down with. But y'all, they saying literally we're stopping because we're out. We're about to be out of ammo. How often has y'all stunt queen in chief gotten on the mic and talked about how he basically rebuilt and rearmed from scratch the American military? The our military defense budget is we spend more on military defense than the next 10 countries combined. We got pressured into a war, and by we, y'all stunt queen in chiefs, the only president according to Hillary. Hillary tried to tell y'all, Kamala tried to tell y'all, and then his people turned around and said she was the one that was going to get us into a war, and these leftists called her a genocider and told people not to vote. And this man got tricked and lulled into a war. They were even saying, I think in that book by Maggie Haberman and the Axios dude, first of all, I can't stand either one of them. I will never buy their book and I will give away as much that I come across of it for free because, like the fuck, I would ever. Can you even imagine? Yeah. Yeah. I know, Miss Wallace. It kind of sucks when you start a war and then run out of ammo. Womp womp. But we have the world's greatest military. He completely built it from scratch. We have the largest military budget. Like it's us. Like with the ten other like countries combined don't spend as much on the military as us, and we're out of ammo. Okay. I don't care why we're stopping the fighting, but the truth of the matter is we're completely losing. Oh, and they've been lying about how many of our servicemen have been killed. Oh my goodness. Let me see if there's an update to that. Pentagon reports more than 600 Iran war casualties in a quietly and secretly held database. Pentagon reports more than 600 Iran war casualties in quiet database update. Figures of the source of dispute as U.S. Defense Department days ago reduced record number of troops wounded and killed. Oh my gosh. Lying about it, obfuscating the way they do about everything else. Yeah, girl. 18 deaths, 482 wounded that have been recorded just days earlier. It now stands, yeah. It's 18, 482, and 4 to 6 are still under, they're still trying to figure out, like, where to categorize because they're using anything to keep that number from going up and to keep from sharing it. Mm-mm. Of course, we've only heard 6, propaganda. And we continue to keep going with this war of 90 days without congressional authorization. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is y'all, stunt queen in chief backs Pete Hegseth amid renewed tensions with Iran. What that basically means is Pete Hegseth might be close to getting fired. That's what I whenever they say some shit like, "Oh, I really back Pete Hegseth," that means he's getting ready to get fired. This all happened before in 2016. Sylvana says, "Out of ammo or excuse to get a defense bill passed, which allows Izzy to integrate with us." Girl, oh, these people are so vile. Oh,